Alright guys, back with another video. The Kiefer video, as of right now, we're going to leave it an open case. Haven't received any new stuff on it. There was another YouTube channel based out of Oklahoma, Bigfoot Investigations. Jeff Strader, he threw a big fit about one of my videos being on there. Evidently it didn't meet the criteria he felt. And I just get, if it's not what he wants it to be, then he seems to get upset and he just bans everybody. You're not going to learn anything like that. Like I said, I'm going to continue to pursue the truth on my channel, no matter where it takes us. Same as when I investigated in my job of over 18 years of investigating. It's not always what we want, but we must follow the truth and we must follow the facts. We cannot change things to make them what we want and get the truth. He hasn't learned that yet. Okay, moving on from him. We have another attack here in Oklahoma. And with the Kiefer attack happening, they had another attack close to the same area, still southern Oklahoma. Kind of met the same criteria. Wanted to share it with you. I've done some investigating into it, looking into it. But on May 22nd of 2017, in broad daylight, a little girl named Haiden Oxendine, she had went into her backyard to get her dog some fresh water. Her mother had went into the garage to start a load of laundry with one of the other family dogs. She said she heard Lindsay start yelling, so she stepped out of the garage to check on her, and she found her in the backyard covered in blood. Pretty traumatic, I would imagine. Again, small child. She's 8 years old. Their family dog started running to their back fence, barking. The little girl was rushed to the ER at Stilwater Medical Center, where she was treated and then transferred to the Children's Hospital in Oklahoma City. Her injuries were pretty bad. She had a deep hole where part of the muscle to her shoulder was torn away from the bone. She had a deep laceration across one side of her chest that was all the way to the bone that had to be sutured up. In a canine attack, they have 4 incisors, the 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. For a single rip across the chest to the bone, for a canine, from a bite, I don't see that happening. I think there would be at least 2, 3, most of the time I would say 4. But she had a single laceration very deep to the bone all the way across her chest. The back of their house, again, kind of like in the McNeilis case of Kiefer, Oklahoma, their backyard was fenced. They had a lower part of the backyard. It joined a large field, high grass, bushy, a lot of things in common here. Their daughter described what attacked her was what they said to be 3 grayish coyotes that she had picked from some photos that she was shown. Her mother, Lindsay, she stated that her daughter was the only one that saw the pictures, 8 years old and that traumatized. Lindsay does not, however, believe that the attacks were dogs, and she said they cannot be certain that they were coyotes. This is her mother. I don't know if she'd had things going on in the area that nobody else knew about, or she knew something that other people didn't know about. But she also said that her daughter said she remembered them having large, fluffy tails. The Oxendines, they rent a home, and I'm not going to give out the location of their home just out of respect, but it backs up to 1,571 mostly undeveloped acres by Stillwater Regional Airport. Their yard is surrounded by a 4-foot fence, chain link. Some was leaning over, but it was fenced enough to hold their dog. They said coyotes were common in the area, but the coyotes of killing a human had only happened one time in the whole United States history. One time. That's even including Canada. I just seen that. Lindsay stated she believes the bites were too large to be of coyote. So these are large bite marks again. It reminds me of the McNeilis case, if you go back and read what he said, that chunks of his child were missing, parts of his child. These are very powerful, strong attacks. I mean, this little girl had a rip across her chest to the bone. I mean, single rip, like a claw. You know, so, I don't know. I don't want to. But anyways, Payne County Game Warden Emily Long, she stated that it would be rare for it to be a coyote attack because that is not typical of coyotes, and most of the time coyotes will stay away from humans. Coyotes also do not behave that way in daylight, and they also, she stated, have plenty of mice, plenty of rabbits, and other food in the area, so they would not be starved. Stillwater Animal Welfare Director Mary Dickey said she had no animal complaints for the area. Coyote, bobcat, mountain lion, none. Nobody's reported anything in this area. Lindsay, the mother, is worried and believes that it was not a coyote, and she has warned other people in the area to be on the lookout for an unknown animal. Cryptid? I don't know. Again, in this case, the same as the McNeilis case, I found it interesting that the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation was called in. And then later on, this was really weird to me, the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture and Forestry Wildlife Services Division were also involved. The McNeilis report out of Kiefer, Oklahoma, as far as I know at this time, is still an unidentified animal attack. That is the official authorities have released what they're saying. I'm not talking about the news, the parents. I'm talking about what the authorities have said. The only thing I can find, unidentified animal attack. The Oxidine report, unidentified animal attack. This has happened a lot in this area. It's our young kids. I'd said in a lot of my videos before, I feel like kids are in more of a danger than women. I felt that what we were experiencing down at the place we were fishing, it was more interested in the children than it was the adults throwing sticks at, you know, our kids. And I'm telling you, the 411, if you have your kids out and you're out in places like these, keep an eye on them. If you're, just gone a second, that's all it takes. Because if this thing is that powerful, this large, it's going to grab them in a way they can't yell. It's going to take off with them. It can move faster than us. It knows the area better than us. It's a predator. It's what it does. And it won't take it long with a small child. We've seen this, in 2 cases. Unfortunately, the McNeilis family, they lost, their son. And this mother, she almost lost her daughter to whatever these animal attacks are. But they are definitely abnormal, with abnormal jaw pressure, abnormal flesh damage, and just abnormal markings, I think, and cuts. They just don't add up. We all know a dog bites, it has 4, not 1 laceration. But again, guys, this fits right in with the McNeilis area. I'm looking at another thing down in that area, and if I get enough on it, there'll be a video on it. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. Be safe, be vigilant. If you have your kids out in the woods or enjoying the woods right now during deer hunting season, be careful. Even the hunters, be careful, guys. You're out there in the woods before dark and it's sundown. Sometimes we're not the only predator in the woods, and sometimes that predator is 2-legged, and sometimes a lot bigger than us. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe, the like button, and share us to your friends to help our page grow. It helps us keep going. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And together, we'll find the truth and not what we want it to be. Thanks for watching.